One of the winningest coaches in the history of the ACC, Leonard Hamilton. Coach Ham, as he is known around the league, he will put his FSU Seminoles against the suddenly red-hot North Carolina Tar Heels. He was watching them in a pregame today here inside the Tucker Center. This is a team coming in with a lot of bounce. Heck, they're bouncing off each other. They're playing with a brand new attitude, the Tar Heels are, making a late run for an NCAA tournament bid. And Smith and Tommy Morrissey, along with the very versatile Ron Gruber. We are underway as North Carolina wins the opening tip. And coming off an impressive win against Virginia, in which they shot out in front 21-2 at Chapel Hill on Saturday. Kiddo gives it up. First jumper on the way, and that'll be off target by Powell, who's been in the starting lineup these last handful of games for.
It's gotten much better here at home.
Starting lives by CDW for the Seminoles. They are actually the second tallest team in America behind the Duke Blue Devils.
And this guy right here is getting the job done. Leek Ewing drops a dime, recognizing that there will be a double team coming, shooting 95% in his last two games.
Jamir Watkins, the 6'7" junior, off target on that one. He comes in averaging about 18 points a game. Look for him if the Seminoles are going to spring one tonight. Kiddo on a nice drive will lay it in. The sophomore for the first basket.
And with Florida State, we know they switch everything defensively 1 through 5. That means it's a tough task for Ewing to have to keep Cadeau out of the paint.
Jackson getting airborne off the 10, and it won't drop in. Jalen Withers with the rebound, and he has been the difference maker. Thrown away, and a quick turnover. Davis running the point. Daquan Davis, just a freshman, and that'll be down for Watkins.
New to pronounce it Jamir.
Long jumper on the way and swished in by Withers. Man, is he shooting the three these days.
He really is. Made 4 against Virginia on Saturday, and he's shooting with a great touch right now. Seeing a big basket, and you see the confidence from him, letting it fly early in the possession.
His last 49 threes, the attempts, he's hit 32 of them. On the run, Carolina. Powell will race and lay it in. The 6'11" junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Bol Bowen into the lane, keeps on driving, keeps on moving, and a foul as well. He's 6'10", the sophomore from Vermont. Leonard Hamilton says, I love his attitude. Three-point play very badly. It's another thing the Heels are doing much better. Defensive intensity on the baseline, and a foul here as Withers went up trying to swat that away and committed the foul.
If they were playing the same way in November and December, we would be talking in his 2 seasons here in Tallahassee.
Remember night with Kansas and Colorado in Boulder at 11 o'clock Eastern time. In the top 25 today, for the first time in about 4 years, you did not see Kansas. They were outside the top 25. That one drilled home out of the corner by Seth Trimble.
We saw that a couple of seasons ago, the preseason #1 North Carolina Tar Heels not in the top 25. Now we see that with Kansas 2 years later. And the difference is the competition that they're playing against. Everyone is caught up. NIL, as we see DeQuan out of the game to be able to get the freshmen Drake Powell and Ian Jackson on the floor together.
Powell with some great dribble action. They almost made the shot. He takes the foul. He is just a marvelous, marvelous athlete.
He really is, and his ability to players the majority of the season at the 4 spot. Now moving him back to his draft for us, OB, but I would love to see him come back and do it again next year. And trying to speed up their opponent into a quick shot.
A.J. Swinton into the game. Big drive here by Watkins and a foul. Coming off 23, as Corey mentioned on Saturday, the transfer from VCU. He can pile up points.
Wherever it may be, he talks about how gracious he is to be in the position.
He was singing to us. I said, Leonard, you can already sing. He said, no, I need someone to teach.
After, of course, what I think is a Hall of Fame coaching career.
As his team tied 13 with the Tar Heels. Trimble wants to drive it, stepping through the lane and scoops it in. Big guard. Austin Holt over the top and a slam. Dropped down by Maluk, the 7-foot freshman out of Baldwin, Pennsylvania.
But the nice find from Holt getting into.
Holt got a hand on it. Shot clock to 10. Davis, very quiet game against Virginia, 3 for 14 shooting. Tough drive there as he goes down and takes the foul. That was with 4 on the shot clock. New York. And just 17. And he hits the pair. And Cadeau back of the double. Got that 3 to Swinton. Jackson with a pull up from 15 and nothing but net.
And love the growth of Chandler Jackson. Has been here his entire career. Now as a junior at Florida State and continues to get a bigger and bigger role each and every time.
He's their most experienced player. Ian Jackson stepping back off the fake. He drives the lane. Oh, beautifully done.
But it was great ball movement.
Back for Jerry Dang, who's 6'9". 6'9", 6'10", 7 feet, all over the place for FSU. Swinton with a turnaround. That's a sweet shot.
Oh, I'd love to see that going. His mom, Danielle, is locked in watching the game. She already left defensively in the full court pressure.
Watkins, great fake. And inside, up and in by Ewan. We haven't called his name very much. He's 14 and 8.
Helps them, and Ian Jackson shooting the basketball much better as of late as well.
Watkins did not turn it over. Ewan. Slamming that one. Nobody bothered to pick him up. And at 6'11", he flushed it.
But you see Ewan has a lot of ability being able to handle the basketball. As Cadeau's able to use 2 Florida State players as their own screen to be able to get the easy one. Miscommunication defensively in the painted area.
FSU by 2 and the ball. Malik Ewan on the dribble.
And Watkins has to give him space. When you got a guy shooting 95%. Oh, beautiful find.
And a great hook pass downstairs for Dang.
But that's what Coach Ham was talking about, his passing ability. And you love the way that his teammates are moving. They know they'll get the basketball. Ewing is a willing passer.
Jackson flips the pass. Cadeau again. And around and out. And it'll be slammed in by Lubin.
And that's one of the areas where Lubin has been able to help this Carolina team on the offensive glass and get second chance points.
Watkins weaving his way in. And a strong move to the hole. So he is starting to pick up his scoring pace tonight. Again, 18 points a game coming in. Jackson will knock that one back from the back
into a zone defensively.
Jackson had hit 10 of his previous 15 threes before that. So he's been absolutely cooking. Get it in deep and now outside for Dang. Got it. Nothing but net.
That much space. He can still penetrate. He doesn't have to stay on the perimeter. He's got a running start to be able to attack.
Misses again. Inside. And it's Withers for 2 and a whistle. So they're able to clean it up a couple of times after the long miss and get the off
pieces, new faces, and new places. And now you see the potential of these two teams. Players that have Heisman sweatshirts and Heisman trophies.
Now that might be the height of cool to be able to pull that off. On the baseline, FSU with a strike. They continue to make shots. They've hit 10 of their last 11.
And Florida State right now getting the job done on the offensive end of the floor. And you can tell how they pick up their defensive pressure when things are going well for them offensively.
Davis with the kick. Kay Tyson into the game to do exactly that. Try and make 3-pointers. A whistle and a foul on the deck as team in the country. And as mentioned, Kansas tumbling out of the
record now, passing. Was it Kenny Anderson or Tyler Hansbrough?
Jackson on a dribble and blocked out of the sky by Watkins.
I tell you what, that was 2 athletic plays. The athleticism by Ian Jackson to get there, and then Jahmir Watkins cleaning it off the glass. Never gave up on the play.
At the line, the freshman from Baltimore, who will sink number 1. He makes 82.
Ended up winning Peach Jam and then went on to win it 17 UP Jam as well. They're starting to fill in as the fans here of Florida State basketball starting to celebrate each and every time they're going to see J. Leonard Hamilton on this court.
Davis with a long one and a three-pointer for R.J. Davis. They kind of... Davis wants to run, kicks it back out. Jackson's open. He doesn't miss many of those. Tyson, big board, right back up for two.
And nice production from Tyson getting into the game off the bench. Missed the three in the corner. And it's going to be difficult going up against the #1 seed Blue Devils if they go on to win the ACC title.
I forgive you for missing me on that one because it was like your 7th game in 7 days. Downstairs, Jackson, nice little one-hander.
And great passing against the zone by the Seminoles. They've settled for a number of threes, but the way they're shooting the basketball, you don't have a problem with that. Just like Hubert Davis has no problem with Jalen Washington knocking down the trail three.
He wants him to take more.
He really does, and he talked about when he came in how great of a shooter he was, and he felt as though he would be able to add that punch. Hasn't worked out well for him throughout his career, but a big one on the last possession.
Foul with 4:18 left. Foul went against R.J. Davis
over the last 2 seasons, but I love the way that he's committed to this program and to Coach Hamilton.
Watkins, 18 points, 5 rebounds a game. He's going to play in the NBA.
He will play in the NBA. This young man was in the NBA Combine last season as he knocks down the three. He knew you were talking about him, but was that is because they have so many different players contributing.
Nice hesitation there by Kate Tyson, saved by Jackson. And 15 to get off the shot now. He will bounce it outside here for Tyson off the fake. Long one. He drills it a 2-pointer.
We watched Tyson
March 8th,
which will become Leonard Hamilton Day here in Tallahassee.
Davis on the spin. Can't nail it, but a whistle as he got hit. He'll take the foul. That's with 1:40 to go.
Down. I've never seen a guy win that argument, OB.
Ever.
Everyone will understand. It didn't work for me, but at least I tried.
It didn't work, but it's a pretty good argument. Inside the ACC, #2 all-time, R.J. Davis continues to move up that list. Year #5 for him. Washington with the catch will lay it in. And a beautifully run drive by North Carolina.
Absolutely, OB. Drake Powell dropping the dime. I didn't even see that one coming. Normally I can spot where they're going with the basketball, but Drake Powell even fooled me with that no-look pass.
So all of a sudden, North Carolina getting a little bit of wiggle room. Watkins trying to fight past Davis. Davis picks up the foul.
Drake Powell
transfer from VCU and a 30-point game against Rice, 29 against Tulane.
Is to be able to play this style of play, but for long stretches as Coach Ham has trusted him. Player Hubert Davis, who played for me with the Washington Wizards back in the 2000-2001 season.
Could be. He might be a little too nice. I don't know.
You think Hubert's too nice for the scout? But Coach Ham's really nice.
He is too, yes.
Yeah. Doesn't always look it on the sidelines, but, you know.
He's actually was talking about today when he got to play for Coach Ham in the NBA, the 1-year Leonard. Huber was a great shooting guard. And 44 seconds before halftime. Dang outside, up top for Watkins. Watkins around the screen, airborne, and hits it. Tough shot.
Yes.
Weird happens. I don't think Bert's going to come over and say hello.
He already knows. I tell him before every game, tell your family not to watch today. I'm going to say bad things about you.
Last seconds before halftime in Tallahassee. Elliot Cadeau on the drive. Got tripled up, and that'll do it. As they turn it over right before the break. Nearly Eve here. Do get it in. Swin with a long one, but it's going to be well short. And that's how the first half finally comes to an end. With North Carolina on top 49-43.
8 in previous years, so definitely a team that was capable of winning a national championship.
Underway here in the second half. Watkins leading the way with 18 for FSU in the first 20 minutes. Lubin will commit the foul as we are underway here in the second half.
Consider that North Carolina has taken double the three-point field goal attempts that Florida State shooting the basketball extremely well, 62.5% in the first half. is they miss an opportunity at the free throw line to cut into the lead.
Yeah, Ewan missing a pair. Nice feed. Powell with the stuff. Something Carolina has turned up a notch, their passing game.
They've turned up their passing game, but also Drake Powell dunking that home. If he lays that up, it's another block for the Seminoles. He understands his assignment. You got to dunk it.
On the drive, Bol Bowen will be fouled on the play. In blocks, you can see why. As he got those rim protectors.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, when you're able to, not a very good shot making from both these teams in the first half.
Powell in for Cadeau. Cadeau over the top and a slam. Lubin will stuff it. Watkins on the move. Mid-range jumper short. FSU with a man down. Powell to the other end of the floor. A quick strike.
And Ewan down in the backcourt. Tommy Morrissey blowing the whistle after the buck.
Take on Ole Miss. Should be a great ACC SEC doubleheader.
Getting very close to tournament time for the women as we see the
tournament. There are a lot of schools that could win it. The flip over the top, that won't drop. People tend to forget about UCLA. I'm not exactly sure why, but they continue to pick up great wins. That one knocked down by R.J. Davis. And he will wisely set it up.
Shocked to see Cadeau not get that one all the way to the rim and lay it up.
Cadeau left open again. This one he nails the three-pointer.
And you have to imagine. And we're still waiting to hear word on the health of Malik Brown, because we know Duke, as great as they are, they're not the same without Malik Brown. And so when you see that coming in, and the Tar Heels are a different team going into that game than they were going into Cameron Indoor a couple of weeks ago.
Watkins takes the bump. By the way, right behind
tenure, but a lot of it has to do with they switch so much defensively.
Off to wear down FSU in a big way in Carolina's favor. Davis looking to heat up here in the second half. Steps back, now moves forward. What a great dish. Can't convert that underneath, but a whistle.
Jay still dropping the dime, and he's done a very good job of that, distributing the bat. Wizards, of course, the president at the time was the guy on the right shoulder. Happy birthday. And of course, losing a barn burner to Kansas in the national championship game in 2022.
Davis off the weave, can't hit it, follows his own miss. Back up he goes, he'll draw the foul.
But that's where you were talking about before, his rebounding ability for a small guard. You don't see many point guards going in.
Shoot or shoot, man. Ewan coming back on.
That ankle, of course, recognizing how important he is to the success. Been difficult to stop North Carolina on the defensive end of the floor, however.
Conversely, they're all critical for North Carolina. Trying to get back into that NCAA tournament picture. They're going to work it deep inside for Washington.
And after you switch the...
Or he's just 6 for 35. Shot clock down to 11. Chandler Jackson lost the handle, but he was hit too. That was with 8 on the shot clock.
To the bench is being talked to by his coaching staff. You know, gut it out, but also hurting your team. If you can't do the job, you've got to allow your teammates to be able to come in. As Chandler Jackson sprints to the bathroom as we watch Ewan and how he turned the ankle, as Ewan now is headed to the locker room as well.
Oh, what a drive by Trimble. He took well, Luke tried to hand it off. It barely did get to Thomas. Shot clock inside 10. And it'll roll home.
And Thomas using his side on the interior.
3 times and controlled by the Noles. Watkins out of the pack with it. He'll give it up. They'll lift it very quickly. And knocked home by Jerry Dang.
That's how you get back into it.
Backcourt. Well, Florida State with a flurry. Showing some life, some energy. Powell dumping it downstairs and a foul. Washington went up for the slam and Maluk got in the way. And number 1 is short. Greatest entertainer from Gary, Indiana. Here's Swinton to launch in and out from 3-point land. second effort. Thomas with another. Can't drain that. FSU all over the glass. And a foul. Well, the Seminoles relentless. Ian Jackson with a foul. And Maluk offer from FSU, and he was in the 8th grade. And the freshman rattled. Cadeau off to Withers. He'll swing it. Jackson from the corner, off the side of the backboard.
But give Swinton a lot of credit for getting over there, contesting that shot. We know how well Jackson's been shooting the ball.
Thomas with the dish and the slam by Maluk.
Great play.
And here come the Noles.
Great the last possession, the 6-point game.
Watkins getting ready to check back in for FSU. Withers off the fake. Airborne draws the whistle. And he'll be headed to the line.
Done a couple things, but to make sure that he knows that that's the most important thing. And they're probably poor that he will be in the Hall of Fame as well.
We've had so much fun working with him on his incredible return. A big scrum here with 11.5 to go.
Be there to support them on the sideline, cheer them on, because going out back on the court would only hurt them.
It's Carolina.
See the space they're giving Cadeau. Still trying to invite him to shoot the three.
So they hit one. Trimble will hit this one from way downtown.
You definitely don't want to invite Seth Trimble to shoot the three, because he's done it very well this season, knocking down his second of the evening.
Watkins gives it up. Airborne off the window. It won't go for Maluk, but he'll draw. Foul on Lubin. And the 7-foot freshman has that one go around and out.
As Elliot Cadeau continues to operate at the point, they're playing off of him, but he can still get to the basket.
Trying to do that right now into the paint with the kick. Withers knocked to the deck as yet. He has been a major difference.
Well against Michigan State, but when you consider the rebounding and the experience.
So FSU to put it in from the baseline with 10 minutes left. Here's Thomas. Cadeau on him and a whistle. So
the points on the board, but allows them to set up their pressure if they're able to make it.
With another one coming. And by Watkins. He wants to lead that break. Jackson on Cadeau, body to body. And tipped up and in. E2 right there. So he recovered from that head injury, and he gets a basket.
And right now, Florida State looking around as to looking at guys like, why are we not up pressuring? But Thomas taking on the challenge of guarding R.J. Davis. He'll get the switch. E2 clapping his hands, looking forward to the matchup against the reigning ACC Player of the Year.
Davis lifts.
And the ACC Player of the Year wins that battle. R.J. Davis loves that matchup, too.
Just when it had got down to 6 points, 9 minutes to play. The swing for Dang. Yes, and an answer. As he knocks back a long one from the corner.
But now see the pressure from the Seminoles. Now they're back up 94 feet. Missed the assignment on the last one. Leonard Hamilton has said, for the last 15 years, we may not beat you 1 through 5.
Boy, Withers beat everyone to the other end. Davis saw him and darted the pass in a foul.
Yeah, but the goal is to wear down the very high-level game. And these two teams have picked up their level of play as of, but there's time left, OB, especially for the Tar Heels.
And time.
The Seminoles well prepared for it in the second half. Get it inside to Watkins, who's unable to get it to go in the mid-range.
That popped in and out, 77-69, and a quick strike. It's Davis the other end.
Transition defense is always important when you're playing against the Tar Heels. You can't allow R.J. Davis to get the easy ones as such.
Suddenly back up to 10. In deep, nice spin by Dang. Instead of the long one, underneath for 2.
Yes.
But now Cadeau with it. Looking for help off the Trimble. Shot clock to 7. Trimble to drive again. Shot clock to 4. Davis swooping in and banks it in.
You know, we're going to have to see that on replay. What Michael Jordan did in the 91 finals.
It's hard not to go there. It really is on a play like that. Bank won't drop. It rolls away. Jackson couldn't connect. Trimble quickly to the other end of the floor and lays it in, and a foul too.
I tell you what, a leading scorer in ACC history.
Watkins with his 4th foul as well on the.
And when you consider Maluk has played very well, but having to play so many more minutes, and when you take away the threat that Ewan is on the offensive end.
Cadeau high off that backboard. Rebound snatched by Washington. Here's Cadeau. Got it from the corner.
A grown man rebound by Jalen Washington and finding Cadeau in the corner, who knocks down his 2nd three.
87-71. They get an answer. Bo Bowen again with the scoop, and it won't drop for him. Thomas got it. Quick release, and the three-pointer goes.
Yeah, once again back to 10. But we've seen the Seminoles get it down.
That is a lot of points, man.
It really is. And Obi, I've removed the asterisk.
Trimble inside again, and another bucket for him.
Another bucket for Trimble as he continues to attack the back. This happened many, many years ago when freshmen weren't eligible to play. They could only play 3 years.
And trying to power North Carolina back into NCAA tournament contention. Dang will lift from way downtown, nothing but nets, and a timeout FSU.
But it
with 2:12 to go.
Seems like that cushion.
Into the backcourt for Trimble. And time running out on Leonard Hamilton to win his 200th ACC regular season game tonight on the iron, and tipped up and in by Van Allen Lubin.
And Lubin allowed that to come off of the rim. At least it looked like it from this angle. He let it come off of the rim before he tipped it back in.
The swing and a jumper from the corner, swished in. Good touch there by Watkins. And he's number 5 all time in the ACC anyway, behind Coach K, Dean Smith, Roy Williams, and Gary Williams. Tipped right back to R.J. Davis.
Tell you, it doesn't get easier for Coach Ham this weekend, having to go to.
We've got 1:06 left. Powell at the line. Can I just say this? I don't know.
Late 80s and 1990 when he was at Miami. He has been a mentor and a confidant ever since. Away, if that's the end for Stan the Man, he has absolutely had the same type of impact on so many players.
Yeah.
And again, it goes beyond the basketball court.
One of the great foul shooters really in the history of the ACC. In and out on that one. So there's
between his alma mater and his teammate. But I can say this with confidence. The only NBA player with the Heisman Trophy.
And the jersey, which you wore tonight to prove it, just in case anybody forgot.
Possibly the greatest two-sport athlete of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And again, he's got some Florida State company to go up against.
Another thought about Leonard Hamilton. He is smiling with peace with this decision. The timing on it, I think, is very appropriate.
It is very appropriate, and the fact that he's finishing the season is more appropriate. But he has made it clear. It's time. He's ready to go. No, he's not done. He's just ready to move on from what he's doing right now. But Coach Ham will continue to have an impact on young people's lives.
He's talking about teaching. He's talking about the ministry when he's done. Learning how to sing, learning how to play the piano, making more records. He has a couple of record labels.
Yes, he does. And more importantly, he has so many people that look up to him. We saw it in the pregame. Hubert Davis walked to be able to achieve their dreams coaching on the sideline.
So much. Very classy move there by Hubert, who, of course, played for him with the Washington Wizards when he was traded to Washington, and Leonard's 1 year in the NBA. Walking straight on, can't hit. Final seconds here in Tallahassee. North Carolina will continue to roll. They had a fight on their hands most of this night, but they are going to go to 18-11, 11-6 in the ACC, and this is going to be 4 straight wins for North Carolina.
North Carolina's not done. Don't give up on the Tar Heels yet. They're going to continue to fight as they have all season long. Hubert Davis has his team playing their best basketball of the season right now.
96-85 the final score. Houston and Texas Tech is coming up. For my partner, the well-traveled Corey Alexander, and our entire crew, I'm Dave O'Brien. Thanks for joining us.